Hey, hey, y'all, hey, it's me, Satellite TV, aka Nate Love. Here it is. Oh Lord, I got the do rag on. Child. This video is going to be about food, rotten food, as a matter of fact, because my grandbabies and even my sister thought I was kind of losing my mind, like maybe I got some dementia or Alzheimer going on, you know, because they kept seeing me keep all this rotten food. They didn't have a clue what was going on with you. And so I'm going to explain it to you. Y'all lucky. If you're interested in that kind of thing, stick around, hang out. Even though this live was due to start to 3:30, I'm starting a little early because I wanted my sister to be a part of it. Hey sis, I don't know if she may not want to be in the video, but hey sis, you can say hi.
Hello.
Hey, it's my sister. She has been a lifesaver. Child, when it comes to this moving process, she certainly helped me make the adjustment. So let's get over here to this rotten food that y'all seen in my thumbnail. And then I'm going to explain why that is. And then hopefully you'll learn a thing or two about what I be trying to do. All right. Now, one of the things I've been trying to prove to y'all, that putting stuff in the refrigerator, that don't preserve it, as you're about to witness when I flip the camera and you see this rotten food. Yes. Yes, that's what you're seeing correctly. That's a whole bunch of decaying plants. See, we don't think of our food as plants. See, when we get it from the grocery store, we see it all nice and red and shiny, look pretty like that. But believe it or not, this lettuce looked exactly like these. In fact, I showed my sister how. Look at that. See all that? I picked it up and it had even mushy second section. It was so gross because that part was decaying. But I peeled back all the layers and look what I got. You see, right here is a new set of leaves. This is a live, living thing. That's what we got to start thinking of our food as living. That's what I learned from Dr. Sebi. If I didn't learn nothing else, I realized, and it had to do with not just Dr. Sebi, but me actually growing, going through the whole process of growing food. You get to see the whole stage. Like you will never see leaves in the grocery store like that. You see, you just have the cabbage, it'll be cut off like these. You see, these were presented to me. I bought them in January. Yeah, I had them that long. But check this out. They would have made it. They just didn't survive me. Because as you can see, Even though they cellophane wrapped it, this plant was continuing to live inside the plastic wrap. See that? Though that is a complete root system that had I not waited so long, I really could have just stuck this in the ground and it grow. It's actually too late in the season, growing season for cabbage, because cabbage really like the cooler temps. But I did just want to show y'all and compare. Show y'all these are cabbages that I bought. I guess Instacart or something. When I asked for the cabbage, they brought it back. I guess they thought they was doing me a favor. But this very over high priced cabbage wrapped in the plastic wrap, that ain't happening. That ain't really what you want. This never has been wrapped in anything. And I just wanted to prove to y'all, as ugly as that looks, I'm going to peel back the layers, okay? And see, my family like, why is she holding on to that rotten food? Is something wrong with her? So I'm doing this, finally getting around to it, because y'all know me and my problem with getting around to it. Finally getting around to it. What's forcing the issue is these little fruit flies having a good old time. These were in the refrigerator, which cabbage can last a long, long time. Cabbage has a long shelf life. So I'm going to repeat, these were purchased in February. So really, they should be completely gone, if you ask me. Since February, yeah, they should be gone. But they not. Why? Because these are living things. Okay, now, this is one cabbage that I bought. I never put in plastic or the refrigerator. And guess what? It's still living. That look real gross though, right? You peel back all this bad stuff, you peel that off, and guess what? You're going to get to some good cabbage. That's perfectly fine, because that's what it's doing. It's saving its own life, because these are living things. So it lets all the leaves on the outside decay little by little. Not all at once, little by little. Okay? And you can see, as I peel back these layers, I am getting to the actual stuff that is not rotten. Okay? I hope you learned that lesson. So when you see this, and you see the leaves turning a little bit, don't say, oh, Auntie, oh, Nana, that's rotten. You need to throw that away. No, what you need to do is take the part that's decayed, because, yeah, that's probably not good to eat. Hey, Jewel, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. How you doing, Miss Jewel? And I appreciate your gift. Yes, shout out Jewel. Go check out her channel. Show her some love. She's showing me love. And I very much appreciate the gift. And I'm an humble person. And yeah, now, you see, now I've peeled off all of that yucky stuff. All the yuck is gone. And guess what's left? A living plant. That is still alive. And guess what? If you put this stem in water, it will root. This stem will root, and eventually you will see new leaves coming out just like this one. Just like this one. So, to me, this is not rotten in food, okay? This is still alive. This food is all still alive. And it looked terrible. On first sight, first look, ooh, that don't look like nothing I want to eat. But guess what? You could put this right in the ground like this and start a whole new plant. Okay? So, that's why you see rotten food in Nayla's house. It's because I don't view this as rotten food. I view this as food that can be grown. I view this as, the cycle of life. I view this as, yeah, I may not make no egg rolls with this, but I can make me a whole new cabbage with this. Okay? So we got to get out that mindset of how they present it to us in the stores, which this is some bullshit right here. See? This some bullshit diggity. They should never have put the plastic on it. Because, see, the cabbage will protect itself with its own leaves. No plastic. No plastic at all. So they ask you paper or plastic, no plastic. But see, you see here on organic, I know they charged me another arm and a leg for the same old cabbage shrink wrap that did not last any longer than the cabbage bought and just left out. Yeah, so yeah, we got these rotten leaves, and I was hoping to get to this video finally so y'all could see, along with the rotten leaves, what was happening to this cabbage. I'm scared to open it up because it wasn't this rotten, but y'all know what my problem is, getting around to it. Took me a while to get around to it. I'm taking the plastic off, and so y'all can see the root system. Look at that. That is a healthy root system, and could be planted. And the only reason why I'm not planting it in my garden right now is because this really too late in the season for cabbage. I would have had to already put this in the ground in February, and by now I would have had me a whole new cabbage head. Okay, so in this particular case, and only because I just want my family to quit tripping on the fact that I'm holding on to rotten in food, I wanted to teach a life lesson. Because, child, you see the shelves is getting, they getting scarce and scarce in the grocery store. Walmart got their employees pushing stuff up to the front so the shelves look full. It's some hard times coming up for us people. And so you need to be getting in that mindset of survival mode. And when you start to grow, the biggest mistake I made when I first started growing was growing a whole bunch of shit people suggested. Grow some tomatoes, grow some carrots. Hey, young Byron, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, hon. I was just explaining why I was hanging on to rotten in food. Okay, now here's another example of food that maybe some people would say, I don't really want to eat that. You done let it go too long, Naomi. Love. Nay, baby. Nay. You done let this go too long. Guess what? This is the perfect, actually, it need to go a little longer till this thing go black. When this banana go black, that's the best banana to put in your zucchini bread. You hear me? Makes the best zucchini bread ever. So bananas, I let it go a little while. I don't just throw them away because it start turning brown. Matter of fact, I don't even get rid of it when it turns black. I take the peels, when they turn black, I take the peels and make compost tea for the new plants. And the inside, which will be then turned brown by then. Once the skin turn black, the inside is brown. It's super sweet and delicious. Now, I won't eat it raw, but I eat it in zucchini muffins. So, yeah. Huh? All right, sis. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. All right, so now, y'all. I know I put Tasty Tuesday up there, and I know they said, what is you ain't showing us nothing so far. You ain't showing us nothing tasty yet. but I'm just showing y'all the rotten food. Why you have to change your mindset on that. And I don't knock nobody who have that mindset, because that was me too. That was me too. Until I started to grow. When I started growing, that's when I started knowing. Now I know that cabbage continues to grow. Now I know cabbage will have a second set of leaves come out after you kept it so long. Now I know zucchini, you don't have to get it when it's little. And matter of fact, I just left them over there. We'll go back over to where the cabbage is. The zucchini, that's another one. We picked the zucchini way too soon. This is a baby. And I know y'all think this is an adult. When you see it in the store, let me switch the camera. When you see it in the store, this looks like the right size, the normal size. That's a baby. The difference between this zucchini and the big ginormous one, if you ever seen a ginormous huge zucchini, is about 4 to 5 days. That's the difference. So literally we are buying the babies. So they don't last. They don't have a long shelf life when you get them home, because they babies. If you pick them when they older and big, these zucchinis will last on your shelf for months, literally, just like this cabbage lasted. That look horrible. You wouldn't want to eat it. It don't look edible. Don't look tasty. But when you peel back all the decaying part, you are going to be left with part that's perfectly good. So when you see the little rabbits and the squirrels going in your garbage cans for this because you threw it out, they say, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We're going to put all that back and we're going to get that. We're going to eat all of that fresh living food. Okay? And that's the facts. That's the truth. We're the only creatures that are so wasteful. And so I'm trying to get a compost system going indoors, which is another reason explaining my keeping of the rotten food. So I'm going outside in my back so you can see the beginning of one. I'm not going to do it the same way I did it at my previous house, because I want to keep it inside. But I don't want to, you see all them? Well, let me turn the camera around. Now, okay. Hey, young Byron. So here's my new compost pile. So this is where that rotten food is going to go. And you see how all them flies is flying out? I really don't want that in my house. I don't want all them flies in my house. So I am looking up ways in order to do the composting indoors. Now I wanted to invest in the Lomi system, but they want $450 for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I am doing my research so I can do the composting indoors, because I really don't want I don't want to do the composting outdoors, because we got some raccoons that ain't playing. Whew. I don't want no big old creatures coming in, scaring the heck out of me, coming for the rotten food. Okay. Now, the rest of this video, not going to be speaking on rotten food so much. Although, yeah. You see this? I just got this 2 days ago. In other words, this came to my house looking crazy. Somebody didn't care from Instacart, didn't care what they picked out for me. And so this rotten food that I hung on to because I'm just not getting around to it, explaining the why. So I ended up, thankfully, Instacart worked that thing out with me because I was like, really? I don't want to pay for that. What they sent, they didn't know how to pick, nor did they care. They didn't even look at it. They just saw basil, I'm sure. Didn't even look to see if that's something you should bring out the store. Me personally wouldn't have even brought this package out the store. So I ended up getting some more because I love basil like that. So when it comes to my channel, and as far as it growing, you're going to see me, food right quick because it be on the shelf, already be on the shelf too long, for one. You don't pick it as soon as it get off the tree, for two, because that's what happened to my mints. I didn't pick it as soon as it get off the tree. Okay, so now, here is my basil. This is a better batch of basil. Okay, much better than this one that I think this came from Schnucks grocery store. And they wasn't ready. So I plan on making me you guessed it, a mango salsa. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that in this video because it was more important to me to explain this about food. Like, we got to change how we think about food. Food are living things. That's what I learned from Dr. Sebi. We should be eating food that's alive. That's why I love my mango salsa, because I like having live plants like basil, like oregano. I like having live plants in my food. And instead of just having the sugar from mango, I'm going to also be having the antioxidants that come with the green veggies for basil. So I am going to try to squeeze that mango salsa in here. But understand, y'all, I am trying to teach y'all a thing or two. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to put a little water in this container, and I'm going to show you how you really keep basil fresh, because it's not the refrigerator. Yeah, health is wealth, for sure. Conscious growing gardens, you're absolutely right. Health is wealth, absolutely. That's more wealthy than money. Okay, so I don't know if it's it does say on here, no fridge, please. Basil is happiest at room temperature, hanging out in your kitchen. And now I'm going to show you how it's happiest. You see here, you see my mint. Now, y'all remember my disastrous experience where I had a whole bunch of mint. I had those 3 5-gallon buckets, containers full of mint. Where I screwed up at is that I didn't hurry up and get the big, nice leaves that you want to eat off, and just only put the stem in. So this one is a perfect example. See, I got all the leaves off of this stem. These last few on the top, that's going to go in my mango salsa, auntie. And this stem has been in the water long enough to root. And look, you can even see, let me see, put my table black background. You can even see a little baby rosette coming along. That's going to be a whole new other plant. Okay? So I can eat my food and at the same time grow a whole nother plant. That's what I'm all about over here. See, I don't have no big farm, and I am going to participate in the community garden that's across the street from me. And that's where I want to put my zucchini. So any of y'all could give me some suggestions, because she told me that they had a problem with zucchini with the squash bugs. So I don't know how we can prevent them, or is it just a natural occurrence? But most definitely, health is wealth. So here, this basil that I just got out the container, that's in much better shape than the other basil that I got, is going to be preserved, and I'm going to show you how I preserve it, so it won't be rotten in food. So what I do, I just put a little water in a container. It's no special container. I used to have a lot of mason jars, but when I moved, I didn't bring them with me. So I'm kind of improvising now. I do prefer my mason jars for this task. So I'm gonna come back over here, and we are going to cut off the leaves that we're going to eat today. So this is coming off. These are all coming off. They are going in my mango salsa today without no further delay. And I have delayed this process for way too many days. So yeah, today is my day. I'm getting around to it. And so I'm just going to leave the last two leaves at the top. And then, you see, I'm going to cut this stem on an angle and pretty close to this, where you see where it used to be a leaf at, close to that nodule. And then, guess what? That's going to be a stem waiting to root. Now, when you wait long enough, as far as the root process goes, you will end up with new roots growing or new rosettes growing. These are my mints that's been sitting in water, and they got new roots growing. So guess what? That's going in the ground. That's going to make me some more mint. That's a win-win. But see, some people say that's rotten in food. This is not rotten in food. This is spearmint stems that still got life. Look at those two rosettes growing. That's new. But if you just look at the root, you would think, oh, that's rotten. No, it's not. It's growing two more new plants. See that? Two more new plants. So this is not trash. That's going in the ground. So with this basil that I just bought from the store, guess what? You could grow more basil from this. Okay? So again, here I'm going to snip off these leaves, all the leaves except the two at the top. And I'm just going to pick it with my hand, trying to be fancy with the scissors. Okay, so you see I picked all the leaves, and I'm definitely going to get these big pretty ones at the top too. That's going in my mango salsa. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, this basil smells so good. So yeah, they got me a good batch this time. No complaints. And guess what? The stem, I'm going to cut that. I'm left with the stem. I got two little leaves at the top, so it don't feel like it's beheaded. Although it still will survive, as I proved with these stems. Even if you, because I wondered, okay, everybody I've seen that showed me how to propagate plants say leave a couple of leaves. Well, what happens if it ain't no leaves left? guess what? They still growing as long as you got the roots. So don't fret. Ideally, you want to leave 2 leaves up there because it signals to the plant to start producing more leaves. And then you cut it down at an angle down here at the bottom, and you want to cut it close to the first nodule where a leaf used to be. Okay, and then you just stick it in water and wait. A week or so from now, the ones that have rooted, you can plant. You can plant it in the pot or you can plant it outside. And the ones that haven't rooted, well, if you have a compost pile, you can add it to your compost pile collection. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple more of these basils because I actually do want to grow some basil from this basil. So I'm going to do a couple more. And did y'all know basil is a mint? I didn't know that. Basil and oregano. So all my favorite herbs are mints. Basil, oregano, spearmint. Okay. I'm getting all these beautiful, lovely leaves off. I'm just going to leave the 2 teeny ones at the top. Okay. And then I'm going to cut the stem on an angle. And I know some people wonder, why the angle? Because if you have it flat, if you do a flat cut like that, then the water won't go up the stem. See, that point allows the water to go up and not suffocate. So the stem don't suffocate in the water. Okay? All right, and that dead silence. Ooh, y'all know I hate the silence. When I run out of things to say. So I'm going to get the music to play. Let me turn that on. I do want to hear something, some background noise, so I don't feel so nervous. Yes, I do get nervous, even though I've made hundreds of videos. Hundreds. Probably thousands at this point. And especially if you count the family ones that ain't never going to see the light of day of YouTube. I definitely made thousands of videos. Okay, so now I got enough basil right here for my recipe.
Connected to LAPTOPL3TLN25 and ONNTIBLAT.
They are so beautiful. So I wanted to do that on this video and catch these leaves while they still look good. Actually, nope, those not in the best shape. So the ones that ain't in great shape, they gonna go to the compost pile, to the compost bin. Now there's a lady on YouTube that she actually grows with her table scraps. Like, she doesn't even use dirt. She just uses table scraps. Like I showed y'all. And she grows more food with that. So I would like to experiment with that eventually. But since I really don't have no help over here on this end with my gardening goals, I'm not going to get too lofty in my plans. So right now, I still I still right now I still use soil. Now I didn't even make my disclaimer, so I think I need to do that now. Okay. That's for the people who may be showing up now or come back for the replay. I should have did it first, but I forgot. So if you're a hot mess, you love messiness. As in cyber harassment, baby. This video is not for you. You're gonna hate me because I try to keep it real over here. And if you're allergic to gaining knowledge, I don't know why I keep pulling that one out. I need to get rid of that one. This one got the pictures. Gaining knowledge, critical thinking, growing foods and means, photovoltaics, and y'all, I'm gonna keep on mentioning that because those are the videos that are coming up soon. I shall be working towards my solar project, getting that first one off the ground at the new house. So don't think I put that in there for nothing. I shall be discussing that. Surviving when shit hit the fan, tiny living, and I just gave y'all a survival tip. Shit hit the fan. Don't y'all throw them cabbage out because you think it's rotten. Don't do it. As you can see, that's some real edible food left over after I took all the rotten leaves off. So, that's what I mean by surviving when shit hit the fan. The shelves is getting emptier and emptier, and you gonna look up one day and you ain't gonna be able to get your favorite foods, or you go to the box store and they done already put the seed packages up. You can't even buy the seeds for the food that you want. So here I'm not only just showing you how to grow, but I'm trying to show you how to grow the food that you want to eat. It ain't no sense in growing a bunch of stuff that you ain't gonna eat and stockpiling a whole bunch of stuff that you ain't gonna eat. So for me, that food is zucchini. Anyway, back to the disclaimers. When shit hit the fan, at least y'all know you ain't gonna say Nay Love didn't tell you so. You can survive by taking them rotten leaves off and eating what's in the inside. Survive when shit hit the fan. That's what I mean by that. Tiny living, expletives. So if you so saved and sanctified that if you hear curse words, your ears catch fire. Just say what you want. And I keep it real over here. Keep it real. So last but not least, over here, we is a cannabis-friendly channel. The reason why I don't jump up in a bunch of groups on Facebook, that is because it's cannabis-friendly over here. And YouTube allows this. There are whole channels of just cannabis. But you need to put that disclaimer in to let people know that's the content that's going to be in your video. Okay? Yeah, fuck them groups. I'm my own goddamn group, so that's the way it is, you know. Anyway, like I said, it's 420 friendly. 420 friendly over here. So, that being said, let's get the rest of this party started because I do want this to be a Tasty Tuesday. And I do want to make my mango salsa, y'all. But I like my videos to be educational too. That's right. You see how that turned out on the other side? Right, you trying to run away from the mess, and then you go into the, so-called mainstream groups and different, and they have their own cliques and bullshit going too. So somebody told me, oh, you can't advertise on this. I'm like, okay, I'm not advertising, but is you referencing the fact that I have my logo? The fact that I have my logo in every fucking thing I create? Is that what you're referencing? Well, that ain't gonna change, honey. And then the other one was, that's against the Facebook rules. So I am a cannabis friendly channel, and I'm not telling no young people to promote it. I'm not promoting it to young people. This is not a channel for the kiddies. I don't make videos for the kiddies. I make videos for me. That's what people forgot with my channel, that from day one until today, it was for me. I wasn't trying to be in no clique. I was just trying to be me. And that being said, let me do me. Okay. Yeah, I wish I just post links, but a lot of people ask me, how you do that? How you do this and how you do that? So I said, okay, I gotta do a little bit more than just post links. So this is how you propagate new leaves on stems that you buy out the store, because I want to make growing a normal thing and not a foreign thing. We've gotten so bad with this brainwashing and this consumerism that we don't even realize how abnormal we are actually living. And I will give you for example, I don't know about y'all, but I've been hearing about the formula crisis. Why? Because we got a new member in our family, and I'm supporting that mother by babysitting while she breastfeeds. I didn't have no support when I was breastfeeding my kids. Okay, I worked for Mayor Brown and Platt in the city of Chicago, and there was no room that I could go to and pump nobody's breasts, and then put it in somebody's refrigerator and, have it for the rest of the family can participate in the breastfeeding. So I gave this young lady a shot, opportunity so that she could breastfeed her kid. Because formula, it's a problem. It's a crisis that has occurred with formula. I was shocked to hear that. Formula? Baby formula? Well, we shouldn't be in no panic about no baby formula. We shouldn't be in no panic at all. Why? Because we humans. And we should not be giving our babies cow's milk. That shit is made to make a big ass cow big. That's why you see these young girls, 8, 9 years old, already got titties and periods and whatnot. Already, mature and grown, because that formula has been put in their system to start out with that, and they, it's made for a cow. I ain't with that. That's why I'm with growing my own food. You don't know what's going on in this shit these days. When you grow your own shit, you know what went in it. You know if it is shit in it, you put the shit in there. That's one thing. Yeah, I ain't surprised. Make the boys feminine and the girls with breasts is way too soon. Way too soon. But now we in a crisis over formula. We shouldn't be no crisis. We should not have ripped that thing out of our babies' lives. Get them the titty, baby. If you pregnant right now, please, mama, give that baby your titty. That's the best gift you can give your child, no matter how poor, if you live in a third world country. In fact, breast milk is so perfect that even when the mama is starving, she not even getting enough nutrition. The milk that come out them breasts for that baby is perfect, because the body will take away from the mom whatever it need to make that milk perfect for your child. So don't let nobody bamboozle you and tell you that some laboratory over there with a bunch of scientists got better milk for your baby than what's in your breasts. Pull that titty out. Pull that titty. Get them the top. Best thing you can ever, especially if you poor. I used to crack up with the women who would try to convince me they little system or routine of how they put the formula together, and they have a whole little routine, and I just listen to everybody little, game plan and master plan, what they do to make it quicker and easier to do the formula. And then I'll be like, okay, and with the titty, that's it. No other steps. We're done here. I ain't gotta heat up shit. I ain't gotta get a pot. I ain't gotta boil shit. I ain't gotta get shit out the refrigerator. I ain't gotta get shit out the freezer. So I breastfed all my kids, and I wasn't supported. In fact, I looked crazy, because I'm coming up under the women of the 60s who was burning their bras, and they got equal rights. The women's lib, which black women, y'all do know that shit was not about y'all. Y'all was not in a situation where you wasn't getting equal rights. Your man wasn't even getting equal rights. And you was out there working. Fuck what you heard. You was working the whole goddamn time. When did you ever get off? Matter of fact, you was feeding their kids with your goddamn titty and still running home to your kids, get them the titty too. You clean their house and your house. So that was never your problem about equality and getting jobs. We always been working, okay? So anyway, I'm trying to teach y'all to get back to the food. We are so brainwashed into thinking that babies are supposed to have formula that we think formula is normal. Formula is not normal. Well, hello, I see you out of school now, huh? Yeah. What you need in here? I warned you. Okay. Get some water stuff on now. Your daddy just called. That was him calling in the middle of my live. So I'm assuming that means he ready to come get you. Hey, bring that black crate in here for me, please. Come here. You know what I'm talking about? With the rotten food in it. Don't judge me. Anyway, so back to the food. So I hope this one move. We gonna go on and move on to my haul. Yeah. It's your daddy again. No, not the whole thing, just the leaves. Sorry about that, y'all. Family first. That was my family calling. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. I am such a proponent of growing your own food, which is why I came on here and started doing what I was doing. Now, when I first started the gardening videos, it wasn't all food. It was just flowers at first because it was, flowers that neighbors gave me because I felt like I had a black thumb. And if you didn't, if God didn't give it to you, as far as plant goes, you ain't gonna make it. But now I have learned plants don't really, not truly, they really don't need your help. You might need to add something to the situation, like you might want to attract bees so that they can do the pollinating. But even that is possible, you're able to do that, pollinate your plants too. But we need the bees though. You ain't gonna be wanting to do that on a mass scale and for all your food. You just want to do that, in an emergency. So like my first year that I grew zucchini, I had to go out there and make them have sex. So they can make the zucchini babies. I succeeded and I was proud of myself. But I want you all to succeed too. So this channel is not for the experts. That's why I come on here and I show y'all my fuck ups. Because I am not Martha Stewart. You ain't going to find perfect situations over here. What you're going to find is a real person that go through real trials and tribulations. And even with the plant life. I am not no expert. I'm not no pro. But I have learned how to grow. And I have learned after year, I'm steadily learning more about how to grow. So now I'm gonna show you an example what's going in my mango salsa. Okay, turn my camera back around. Okay, here go my mint. This the second ingredient in my mango salsa. Okay, I did the basil. Now I'm gonna take these leaves off. Okay. Get all the best ones. And that's going to get ate up. And then you see, because it's been in the water long enough, it has rooted. So guess what that's going to do? See, that's even a little rosette on that one. See that? That's a whole new plant growing right there. Okay? So this is alive. It's still alive. So where this is going, follow me over here. This is going in the pot. Okay. So I'm going to dig my finger in there. Deep enough to put this root in. And you don't want to go too deep. Because mint plants roots don't really go that deep. So they like to crawl along the top. So guess what? That's going to be new mint plants. Because I took the time to put the stems in water, get them to root. You don't have to add nothing special. You'll see on YouTubers, oh, you got to get this fertilizer, this formula, and that formula, and this thing, and that thing. Look, let me tell you something. Some of us is borrowing on a budget, okay? That would be me, okay? That would be me. And so I can't do what some of these YouTubers do. They got thousands of followers. They getting thousands of likes. So they getting, a few hundred to thousands of dollars a month. I ain't getting nothing. Nathan. So, well, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm sorry. That's an insult to my supporters. I do. But I spend a whole lot more than I get. And it's all because I'm passionate about it. And I want you to learn like I'm learning. I want you to learn right alongside me. That's my goal. That's my point. That's my purpose. I ain't never come on here to be the number one. I came on here only ever, I mean from the first video to now, to this video, only ever came on here to be me. So it being me is such a big problem. I'm too boring, I'm not entertaining. Oh well, so be it. I've seen plenty of YouTube channels with some of the most boring, monotone voice people that you could ever think of. And yet, they still have a successful YouTube channel. Why? Because those people are coming there for the content that they bringing them. Period. That's just period. Okay? So, yeah. Now we get into my haul. Now, I did a haul, which includes things that I got for my body and my house, and also includes the plant life. I got these two plants from Lowe's, and I just looked at the plant and said, you know what? That's not going to be enough basil for my mango salsa. So that's what made me go on and get me a whole nother package. And so glad I did it, because why? Instead of just giving me leaves, which some can and some do, you just get the leaf and nothing else. This one gave me some beautiful stems. So here's another one with beautiful leaves, all in good shape, and a nice, beautiful stem, healthy. All these leaves are green. All these is going in the salsa. Trust me. Gonna be good tonight. All this is going in the salsa, and the stem is going in the water with the rest of these mints. And so here I'm showing you, you can't put more than one type of stem in the same water. So I'm going to give it a little snip right here. And remember, the reason why I said that you need to do it on a diagonal, and you want to do it as close to the new node as possible, because that's where the new leaf is going to start. It's going to root from the bottom, and then when you do it on an angle, instead of flat, see, if you do it square, go straight across, the stem will be in the water flat, and that suffocate the stem. You want it to be on an angle so the water can go up. Okay? So now, you see, that's something. This is why I'm doing this whole thing from step to step, because I feel like so many times these steps is left out because the person is trying to be Martha Stewart, you know? Ain't no Martha Stewart happening over here. I be fucking up, okay? It's stuff I mess up, it's stuff I don't do right, but some things I do get right. And this is one of them. I successfully got all the stems off after the debacle of all my mint that I brought here from the old house, and it put them in the containers, and did not take into account that, you know, those leaves was going to have to breathe, and they was going to need the sun. And so I woke up to a bunch of stems that had a whole bunch of yellow leaves, and all those yellow leaves, they are now compost content. Okay, and so these are the new plants that I bought. I got these from Lowe's, and I got one more from Walmart today. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this at all in this video is because I am a grower that's balling on a budget. I don't know about you, but I depend on SNAP to supplement my food and my food supply. And one of the things you can purchase with the EBT SNAP, if you're part of that program, you can purchase a live plant just like this. I got this from Walmart. I got these from Lowe's. Now you have to ask them. Lowe's don't accept the EBT, but that's not true of all stores. So someplace like Snooks and someplace like Walmart, they accept the EBT. So it's no problem purchasing this live plant using your EBT. And so, yeah, when you do that, don't make the mistake I made, because my last video, you'll see I had about 4 of these plants all ready to go, but I didn't take it out. I didn't check the roots to see if they were healthy and white while I was in the store before I came out the store with them. And that turned out to be a disaster. They didn't live long enough for me to, not only these leaves is too little for me to enjoy and eat, but they didn't get a chance to grow me no more. So today, Nayla, we're not making that mistake today. Today, we're going to go ahead and get that basil plant. The 2 new ones I got, look at them beautiful leaves. Yeah, the 2 basil plants I got that are not finna go to waste right here. That's one of my mango salsa. We're gonna get these planted because why? I wanted basil growing at different stages of development. These are all going to be put into larger pots because, as you can see, when you wonder why your food goes bad quick when you get it home, they already been at the store too long. So this basil plant been at the store so long that all the roots have grown to the bottom and is winding around and around. So we want to give them a little bit more room to grow. And because I have seen basil grow over multiple years, I know they only grow so big. But they do need a little bit more room than this. So one of the things I'm going to demonstrate on here, on all those people who be talking about they got a black thumb, they don't know what they doing when it comes to growing. Yeah, and I'm going to make a video especially for Lovely Love, the one who having the issue with pigeons, and I'm gonna show her what she need to do so she could grow her food on her patio without the pigeons. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to show y'all my famous pop bottle planters. And I'm showing you with the basil plant because one thing I know from growing basil multiple years is that the whole grow can occur in the pop bottle planter. That I cannot say for oregano. In fact, I'm going to show you my oregano that I just recently purchased and I had to hurry up. And matter of fact, I purchased this oregano right here and that basil right there. I purchased them the same day, and look at this. This one took off because oregano, just like mint, will grow like weeds. So I know it's gonna fill this pot up like that, but basil does not grow like that. Basil pretty much can be contained in a small container, and I'm going to show you the container I'm going to use to do it with. My pop bottle. I'm only going to do one of my basil plants like that, and that's just to demonstrate it for y'all so that you could be encouraged to do the same thing. Okay. All right. So I have here a pop bottle. Ta-da! I have rinsed it out. And I'm going to do it again just to make sure ain't no soda residue. And the choice is yours to keep the label on or not to keep the label on. But I keep the label on. And And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to do the pop bottle planter. Oops. Oops. Okay. All right, so first I got to heat up a screwdriver. I'm going to heat up a screwdriver so I can make the holes for the pop bottle planter. You don't have to do it that way. I also have a soldering iron, but I actually don't know where that's at right now. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Most people have a screwdriver, and most people have a stove of some kind. If you don't, you could actually drill the holes. Matter of fact, that's what I'll do. No, I'm gonna do the stove. Yeah, I hate when my video goes silent, y'all. I'd rather have my music playing. For YouTube, they be playing with your emotions when they copyright your song, especially when it's wrong. How you gonna copyright me and it's wrong? Bear with me, y'all. I hope I still got at least one of y'all. Oh, and I know something else I meant to do in this video that I didn't do. Y'all gonna have to remind me. Naomi, get your pen and paper together so you can timestamp your videos so people can go right to the parts they need. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work out with the induction cooktop, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. So, I got an induction cooktop, and I'm heating up a screwdriver. You can use anything. Like, you can use a nail. You know, it don't have to be a screwdriver, so I don't want you to mess up your screwdriver. That's the only one you got. But, what else I got here? You can use, oh yeah, like I got the skewers for roasting. See, I still got some stuff packed up. So, I don't have everything ready like I should. Anyway, we're going to try to heat that up and see if that works. In the meanwhile, while that's heating up, I'm going back over here to the table. Yes, that's my studio full of food. Fresh food, that's how I go down. Okay, I just thought about one more thing. All right, now the reason why I'm doing it is just really to show you, not to just, you know, because there's certain little things that stop me from growing, because I felt intimidated. You look at a channel like Martha Stewart, you want to go get the pots like she got, ooh, they pretty. Then you go look at they pretty price and almost have a heart attack. I want to be there for that person that ain't got much of nothing. But yet, you want to take control of your life, especially the most important part of your life, which is the food that you put in your body. What's more important than that? My videos ain't gonna be cool. They ain't gonna blow up the charts. But I know it's gonna be floating around in the atmosphere for that one person who gonna appreciate that I took the time to do it. Took the time to keep it real. Took the time to let it be known. Your shit ain't got to be perfect. It don't. Because God do most of the work anyway. When you get through talking. Matter of fact, what am I talking about? Even your little assistance that you add to it, that's God still doing it. He's still the one in control. All right, now I'm getting a marker so you can see the steps, and then try it at home. And this could be a great project. You know, everybody's stuck in the house these days with the COVID. Here, this is a project you and the kids can sit up and do together and learn. Y'all all learn something. So, the basil plant is the perfect plant for the pop bottle planter. Not all plants are perfect for that. Some are less suited for that kind of planter, but the basil is perfect. Now let me see if this thing is getting hot. I'm gonna test it because it may not work with my induction cooktop. It ain't working, ain't getting hot enough, quick enough. Okay, let me sit this neck thing down. I'm gonna let y'all focus on my green stuff that's growing. And let me get the, see, that's not working. I'm gonna have to get my soldering iron. So we're gonna manage. We're gonna see. My family, we problem solvers around here. So we're gonna do it with the drill. All right. Okay. Here we go. And let me put some music on. So we don't have this big silent gap in the video. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna put the holes in it with the drill bit. So if you don't have a screwdriver, you can heat a screwdriver up on the stove. You can heat it up on the stove and do it with a hot tip of a screwdriver, or you could do it like I'm doing with the drill bit. Okay. So, DJ, get us together over here. All right, so here we go. First step on the pop bottle planter. Okay, we're splitting it in half. And I know everybody like, why you won't just get to the mango salsa? This is why, because I don't want to. I made the mango salsa before, and it's more important to me to get the grow lessons in. There's plenty of people on here cooking. It ain't enough people on here talking about surviving unless they kind of religious zealots. I'm just your everyday hood girl from the city of Chi. And all of us ain't hood that come from the Chi. So somebody named Fi. We ain't nothing like that one. Over here we do critical thinking, we do solar, we do growing food. We do things that's gonna help you survive when shit hit the fan. When you ain't got all that money. Okay? So here you cut the pop bottle in half, and it does not have to be perfect. I just drew that line because maybe some of y'all need that line to guide you. But I did so many I can eyeball it, but I did it to demonstrate the process. So now we got two halves of the pop bottle, right? We don't need up that loud. We just need a little background noise. DJ? Alright. So here we go. So the first step of this pop bottle planting, let me move this around because Miss Clumsy, she will find a way to knock some stuff over. She definitely will do that. We got the clumsy curse in our family. So, bear with me. All right. So now we got the two sides. You see that? 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Now it's your choice. You can take the label off, but the label sort of helps me, guides me, and how far to fill the water up and how far to put the dirt in. So the first step over here is we're gonna put rocks in the bottom. We're gonna put rocks in the bottom of this bottom part. Why? Because the soil dries up pretty quickly in this method of growing, And we the clumsy family, we have a tendency to knock stuff over, especially when it get real dry. Now, we're gonna add water. Oops. We're gonna add water. Not quite all the way to the top, but just enough, just below the label. Okay. Now, we're gonna get the other half. Ooh, I'm gonna burn down the house. Let me get the other half and turn that stove off. Okay. Now, we're gonna do the other half. And what we're gonna do to the other half is put holes in the top so that the plant can get air. So right around there, we're gonna use the drill because I couldn't find my soldering iron. And so, dang, it ain't even working with that. Even the drill ain't working, y'all. Wait a minute, come on now. There we go. All right. So, we're putting a few holes in here so that the plant can get air. So all plants need air and water and light. That ain't pointed enough. See, I can't find my soldering iron. Okay, so just for demonstration purposes, I'm showing you this. What you want to put about 6 holes in there. Ain't no exact number, but you want to put them all around. Okay, and then you put the top part up there. Okay, now we are going to get a wick, which is a piece of cloth that's going to do the wicking job for us. So, excuse me. Well, I obtained that. And so here is a piece of the cloth. Now I got this cloth. It was a dish towel. This right here was a dish towel that I just cut up into 1-inch strips. And I reused them over and over, okay? All right? So we're gonna put the wick in the top here. After we put the holes in, we're gonna put the wick in the top. Wait. I'm gonna tie a knot here so the wick won't slip through the neck or the bottom. And it also helps keep the dirt in when you put it on the top. Okay, so there we go. Now we got the wick coming out, and you want to make sure when you put the wick in and you put the top and the bottom that the wick is going into the water, that the wick reaches the water. Okay, now the final step is the soil. Okay, now we're going to add soil to the top part, and we're not going to fill it all the way up because we're transplanting a plant. Remember, we're transplanting the basil, so we don't want that all the way full. In fact, I could take some of this out No. Okay, I'll just push it to the side because we're going to need it on the sides anyway. Okay, so now we got the soil in there and we didn't fill it all the way up to the top because we are going to transplant this basil plant into the pop bottles. So this is a nice, beautiful plant with healthy roots. And we're going to sit it over in the pop bottle just like that. And you want the top to be even. You want the top of the soil, the top of the plant to be even with the pop bottle. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of this dirt out that I put in there so it can sit down in there a little bit more. Okay, now, there we go. Now it's even with the top. And so now we're going to fill the rest of the sides up with the soil. The new, brand new soil. And guess what? That basil plant will live in here until it's complete full circle of life. It will get taller. Oops, I can't rotate to the right. It will get taller. Okay, now let me finish filling up the sides. Okay, now once you fill up the planter all around the sides, you're done. And you can sit that in your windowsill. So all you apartment dwellers that be talking about, I wish I had the room. I ain't got the room. I wish I could grow. I live in an apartment. This is something you can do in your windowsill. Okay? Okay. Now, that's my famous pop bottle planter. Okay? And guess what? That basil plant will grow all the way to the end of its life. Okay? And so, I don't want nobody giving me no excuses. This is how you can start. You get a plant from Walmart. You can get that with your EBT card. Ain't no shame in my game. You can get that with the EBT card. And you can grow it. Not only can you eat off of it when you first get it home. So yeah, I'm going to get a couple of these leaves off. And that's going right in with the other leaves for my mango salsa. Okay? And that's how you can get started. The kids can get started. You can do a tomato in here. You can do, it's so many. It's oregano. You can do oregano for so long. After a while, oregano is going to outgrow this pop bottle planter. But you can do sage in this bottle like this. You can do mint until they outgrow. And see what I mean by outgrow. Okay, now I'm gonna put the camera down, and you see where the wick is. When you see the roots come down to where it's coming out the wick, then that's when it's time to go on the ground. It has outgrown this little planter, and you can put it in the ground or in a bigger pot. But this can definitely stay in this pop bottle planter for a couple of months without no problem. Okay? And that's without buying anything special or new, fancy. You know, this is something you can do with the kids during this time of COVID. Something to do. You know, spring break is something to do. You can get them started using a pop bottle planter. So, that's my claim to fame. I had to do it. I'm going to keep doing it. I don't feel like I can do it too many times. I don't think there's no such thing. And so, you know, I'm gonna keep on showing this. I know people say, well, dang, Naomi, you already did a video about this. I'm gonna keep doing a video about this because I want people to get started. Hey, Gordon BFF, loving my hair. How you doing, huh? Welcome to the chat. Happy to see you. So many times I do these videos, I don't know what's the best time for my people. I really would like to get into the morning space before some of y'all get off to work, because I be up 5 o'clock, but guess what? I don't be cute. I don't be camera ready. That be the only problem. I don't want to get in front of the camera. I ain't even gonna tell that lie about I woke up like this. No, I took some time. I took some time, and I gotta take some more time. Put some more little product in there, cause my little stuff, cause I'm sweating, it's curling up. Instead of them waves, my hair going back to the motherland. But yeah, I don't wake up like this. I do not wake up like this, so that be the problem. Cause I really do be wanting to come on in the morning. I really think that's a better space for me and this topic. I can't get this off. Sorry, y'all. So yeah. So now that I've done the pop bottle planner, I'm finna show you all you need to do now is put that pop bottle planner in your windowsill. Now, unfortunately for me, my new house has an east front, which I'm glad of for meditation reasons. So the sun rises in the east, set in the west. So the west sun is not really enough sun for my plants this year. Normally I could have put it in the windowsill and we would have been all good. But as you can see, here's my basil. You see this basil is getting real leggy. It's leggy because it's straining to get enough sun. It's just not getting enough. So the weather has broken now for me, and officially I'll be taking most of my plants outside. So I can get that free water and free sun, okay? Because I'm not the one. I'm balling on a budget over here, okay? I'm balling on a budget over here, okay? Yeah, so I'm going to sit them outside. Let me clean up this mess I made in here. And then we're going to actually get right to the for real making of the mango salsa. If y'all want to stick around for that, you can. I just really wanted to get the plant part of it so you can see how it goes down over here. I really do live this life. I really am about this life. And as I'm trying to live this life, I be fucking up. I done had my mangoes too long. Why? Because I was trying to get around to this video. Around to it. Around to it. This is my nemesis. Trying to get around to it. Around to it. Around to it. So, look at this. Now this mango been here too long. It's been sitting here waiting for me to get around to it. So, we're not going to delay the mango no more. The mango salsa. Because we want this to be a Tasty Tuesday. Your daughter has an indoor garden in her apartment too. She composts and all. Yeah, see, I was gonna spend that $400 for the Lomi composter. I saw the ad. They allowed you to put $50 down. I thought because they allowed you to put the $50 down that they had some type of, payment plan that you would have been able to, once they ship out, you could have made 3 payments or 5 payments like QVC, HSN. The bugs got crazy. Yeah. See. So yeah, I'm just gonna be growing my mint, and I'm literally saying mint because even the other plants that I grow routinely is mint. But didn't know it. My ignorance. I didn't know that basil and oregano. Basil and oregano. And this spearmint. These are all in the mint family. I didn't know that. I learned me something. That was something I did not know, y'all. I didn't know. So now I'm gonna clean up my mess over here. Put these back over where they were, because these gonna go in bigger pots. These are the bigger pots, so I'm gonna put them in. And these are the self-watering planters, because I did kind of sort of step my coochie up a little bit, and I got me some cute pots to grow in instead of the pot bottle planter. But I came back to the pot bottle planter on purpose for those that, you just ain't quite ready to put that investment in no fancy self-watering pots. That you can use something that's free that most people have around. Most people have a soda bottle or two around the house. But yeah, I kind of stepped my coochie up right there. And I got the little Target self-watering planters. And so all this right here is gonna go outside. See? And this is another reason why they going outside. See how leggy this oregano is? It smells wonderful. They are growing beautiful. They green, luscious. But guess what? They leggy. Real leggy, because it's not enough light in here. That is not enough light. I would have to move that plant up closer to there. Or either get a grow light and do it inside. But me, because the weather has broken, I don't want to use my electricity to grow. I want to use God's light. Okay? So this one is going outside. She ready. And she been in the house she only been here a couple of days. Because I'm telling you, I got this the same day. I got the basil that I just planted in the pot bottle planter. And this sucker is already growing, okay? Since I've been home. Okay? So she going outside and give me some more oregano. And when she outside, she ain't got to stress so much to get the light. Okay? So she's going. She not getting kicked out. You not getting kicked out, baby. You gonna like it, trust me. You gonna like the new home. Okay, I'm gonna sit her down right here first, because I'm an old lady. You got to hear my grunts and groans as I go downstairs. And what I'm gonna do, these pots and stuff gonna switch places. So this was outside through the winter. This is coming back inside, and I'm gonna get seeds started. Okay? I'm gonna get seeds started, and I'm gonna start my oregano, basil, all that over indoors. And I got a grow light that I can plug in right there at the front of the door, which I am very happy about. But now, Miss Oregano, she going out here. She was living bougie indoors. Now, she finna go out here and get exposed to the elements. And now, I could do a little mini tour out here about what's growing now. Y'all already seen my nightmare, but here go my little spearmint. So now the oregano, look at my rosemary. She doing good out here. Every time I bought rosemary, she died before I did not wait around. She got right out here and she's growing. She's growing green and lush. My grandbaby helped me dig up my great plants. So we had a whole lot of rain. She's getting a whole lot of rain and sun. So the great plant is doing good, but she ready to be in the ground. So that's my peppermint and my spearmint. And now I'm gonna have the oregano going and way more basil, some more basil. I love my basil too. And that's another thing. I'm just growing what I really eat all the time. And I eat the mint all the time. So here's my orange mint. It's trying to make a comeback as the other mints. That's some more peppermint. Transplant another plant because this is all orange mint that I kept in the pot indoors. And I may have to put her on inside the big pot. I know once they do get to going out here. The other pots, I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of different plants. Hey, Growing with Hudson, thank you for stopping by, sweetie. Yeah, you can always catch the replay. And then I know my videos can be boring, so the average person ain't gonna want to listen to my babbling about me and my life, especially the young people. But you older people, I hope you listening to me, because we're gonna have to get the next generations, our posterities, together. And how they gonna do it if we don't impart the knowledge to them? We can't stay asleep. We cannot stay asleep on this issue. So yeah, y'all, I'm just getting started out here as far as growing, but all those pots over there, all those pots I got growing over there, it's gonna be flowers. I don't want to grow a whole bunch of different types of food. I want to stick with food that I know I'm going to eat and I know I'm going to eat all the time. The other food that I wanted to put down was the cabbage, but this really is a little bit late in the season for the cabbage. So I won't even try that until September, because now that the summer months are coming, the cabbage won't do well. It will bolt. I've already done it. I made that mistake. Cabbage and potatoes would have been the two other vegetable crop that I would grow. But I'm just going to do it in September. They like the cooler temperatures. I'd rather do the fall grow than the summer grow anyway, because then I know we'll go right through the winter and I won't have to do it all over again. I am going to put garlic and onion down anyway, because even though they do like the colder temperatures, they will grow. They will grow. Some of them will bolt. I did. The onions that I had in my house, other house, they did bolt. But that's a good thing about bolting. There's one advantage to the bolting thing, is that you get a whole bunch of seeds. I got a whole bunch of onion seeds when my onions bolted last year. So, yeah, I'm just going to focus on one plant, which is in the front is going to be lavender, and in the back is going to be coneflowers. Because I do want some flowers in my garden to attract the bees, because when I put my zucchini down, yes, auntie, I want them bad boys to grow. Okay? I love me some zucchini. Okay, so I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in this video. And I am so glad y'all hung in there with me this long. You helped me get all them watch hours haunting. I appreciate that. You didn't have to. You could have been a million other places. But you helped the girl get her out So we closing out with making this mango salsa, honey. I've been waiting for me to finish this video right here so I can get to eating, okay? My sister was so mad at me. She said, the next time you bring some mangoes here, I'm going to eat them. I ain't going to wait for you. I kept waiting for you to make the mango salsa. And I never did. I never got around to it. So now, y'all, I finally did. So I'm getting the ingredients. Got to have the lime. Some people like cilantro. I don't really particularly care for cilantro. But I need my onions. I like my spring onions, which I'm going to show y'all. That's another thing you can be growing indoors. No excuses, y'all. You can be growing onions indoors. And see, even when the bugs come along, onions is the one plant. See, look at my refrigerator. Onions is the one plant you could put in the refrigerator and it still grow in the refrigerator because it don't mind cold. See, I love my spring onions and they are growing in the refrigerator. See? So now let's finish this mango salsa. Because there's something else that I wanted to show y'all about these mangoes. Okay. I know I kept this too long. And this is another one of those. Auntie, why you keeping that rotten food? Well, this is why. Much as I love mango salsa, I got the growing bug. So all the foods that I use in all my recipes, I try to find a way to grow it. Make sense? So here, the other ingredients in my mango salsa is gonna be bell pepper. That's my bell pepper. And that's my mango that I had too long. But somebody from the outside looking in want to know, why are you keeping this mango so long? Put that in the compost bin. Why are you keeping it so long? Well, I'm keeping it so long because guess what I want out of here? Even though it's too far gone for my taste, my personal preference. I want the seed out of here. So we're gonna proceed to get the seed. I'm gonna do it over here, over the sink. Because your hands get real juicy. And also, I'm doing it to check and make sure that it's not too far gone. Because just looking on the outside may not tell the true whole story on the inside. So here I am, I'm cutting in the mango along the seed. Open it up. Well, guess what? It's not all bad. There's still plenty of good mango in there. Okay? So that's another reason why I don't throw food away just because it looks like it's rotten. This one got the bad places on it because it been banged up. If you was bounced around and kicked around, you be bruised up too. Okay? Alright, so now I'm gonna move my chair over here and I'm gonna show y'all why I keep it even if the mango is rotten. Okay. All right, now let me turn it back around. Okay, so even this part that is too ripe or rotten or bruised or battered, not in the best shape, I'm gonna scoop out what is good. Okay, and that normally would go in the compost pile. What's left? So this is not all bad. So I'm not gonna throw it all away. But what I do want, no matter what shape is inside, what I discover inside once I do cut this overly ripe mango is the seed. Because all this time, this mango has been protecting its seed. So yeah, that's all too ripe. Way too ripe. Okay. So I'm gonna cut the rest of this off and then get to the part that I really want to show you. And soon, y'all, I'm going to be dropping my cannabis seeds. So stay tuned for that, too. Okay. So now the main part that I'm trying to keep is the seed. And the rest gonna be composted. Okay, so now I'm gonna get all the rest of this pulp off of the outside of the seed because we don't need that. And so this is another one of those. Auntie, why are you keeping this? Why you? Man, I could have ate that mango. Now my new mangoes ain't gonna go through that because it's going in the salsa today with no delay. So I scrape all the pulp off to make it easier to handle because these things can be quite slippery trying to achieve getting the seed out. So I get as much of this pulp off as I can. I'm scraping it off with the knife. Now, if it wasn't so ripe, I'd be eating it off. Okay, now we got a healthy seed in here, okay? So when somebody say, why are you saving that mango? It's rotten. Don't you see them flies is coming off of it now? Yeah, you're right. I need to get rid of it, but not quite just yet. Not until I have recovered everything worthwhile. And for me, the worthwhileness is getting the seed. And you got to be careful. Now, some people dry it out. To me, I didn't see how drying it made it any easier to get the seed. But you do got to get in there. You can see where it's split at. Hey, Nurse Vaughn. Okay, so here we go with the trying to get the seed out. All right, I got it open a little bit, and usually you can just pull it apart once you got the opening started. Sometimes they give you a hard time. It's tough. Yeah, this is a mango. So here we go. We opening it up, and there we go. That's why I don't use the knife all the way down, because you don't want to damage the seed. So I got this out perfect with the umbilical cord intact. That's the seed with its umbilical cord still attached. And you're not going to need this skin on the outside here. And tomorrow, well, another video. In another video, I'll show you how to germinate these seeds. So you're not going to need that little piece of skin. You're not going to need that. And once you get past that big hard shell, you're left with this that looks like a gigantic lima bean. Okay? And so now, after I get through with all the mangoes that I'm going to use in my mango salsa, they're going to join this one. And they are going to get planted. They're going to get germinated and planted. Okay, y'all? Okay? That's how that goes. So I'm going to stick him right there. Now, back to the salsa. Okay. So yeah, I guess just coming in here late. I already did all the rotten food. I demonstrated why I keep rotten food. And the most important, short answer to that is because food, fresh food, is living food. Fresh food is still alive. So even when it looks rotten to you, that plant is still living. In fact, that plant is trying to save its life. Why? Because it's living. So I don't look at rotten food as disposable food. I look at rotten food as part of the cycle of life. Because that rotten food will decompose and turn into plant food for new plants. So the cycle goes on and on forever. It'd be cool if man could do that. Where if you lose a leg, all you gotta do is stick you in some water and you grow some new legs. It'd be nice. It probably is technology like that, but we just don't know about it yet. But for now, all I know that does that is plants. You need to figure out how to grow plantains? I never tried that. I tried mangoes, and I know that they will grow. And this is the right time to get them started because they really need the summer months. Ain't no half stepping with that. They need the heat. Okay, now here's another food that's going in my mango salsa. That's a favorite of mine to plant, to grow. And one reason why it's a favorite is because of how many seeds you can harvest when you open it up. And so that plant is the bell pepper. Bam! That. So right here, people normally cut this out. This stub right here, people normally cut that out and throw this away. Guess what? This year, when you get a bell pepper, don't do that. Don't throw it away. This is what you need to be doing. See that? Those are the seeds. See that? See how easy they came out? And you get tons of them. That's what I like about the bell pepper plant. So even if your big box store run out of seeds, you can't find no seeds to grow your bell pepper, guess what? Buy you a bell pepper and get your seeds directly from the bell pepper. So we just gonna let those dry out, and guess what? They gonna get planted and grow me some more bell pepper. And that part is what go in the compost. Okay? So that's another reason why I don't just toss food out. Anybody else would have tossed that out just because they didn't use it right away. Not me. I'm gonna get the seeds out. I'm gonna harvest the seeds before I go throwing it away. So all that's gonna get composted. And guess what? That's going in my mango salsa. Hey, hey. So, now here we go. Rinse my bowl out. Gotta get my Ninja ready so I can chop everything up. Okay, with the bell pepper seeds, you just let them dry out. See, like that? You just let them dry out because you don't want no moisture in there because they're mold. So, if you need to put paper towel on it, you could do that. But you basically trying to let these dry out. So I just dabbed up the water that was in the bowl. And I just leave them out on the counter till they dry. You'll know they dry because they'll be moving around. Okay? And once they dry, then you can go plant them. Or you can store them. Okay? That's how that goes. Alright. Okay, now I'm gonna get my Ninja out so I can do the rest of my mango salsa. So how you been, Nurse Vaughn? I ain't seen you in a minute. Glad to see you in the chat. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, here's my Ninja. That's gonna go to work for me. Okay, so now, I'm gonna now move all these stems. If y'all wonder what I'm doing, I got all these stems in my way. Yeah, kids will keep you busy. You know, I had a little newborn with me. Okay, so here go all my apple mint that I'm gonna put in the ground outside. Okay, I'm finna clear that off the table. That's going outside. We're gonna be planting that. My grandson finally dug me a hole over there. And we're gonna put that directly in the ground over there. Because they do grow like weeds. And I'd much rather have mint as weeds instead of weeds that I don't know what they are. At least me knowing it's mints that's weeds growing like weeds, I know it's something that I can eat, that I want to eat, that I like to eat. So that's what we're doing with those. All right. Oh. Okay. I gotta get my cup for my Ninja. Okay. My son. It wasn't me. I've been out the baby business. It wasn't me. Ain't none about to slip up on me like that again. It's over with. I am so done. I'm so done. I am not the one. I couldn't do it. Start all over. I told him, him so cute. I put a video up of him. He repeated something I said. I was shocked. I was just saying something random just to be talking about anything. And I kept saying, ah woo, ah woo. Go check it out. It's one of my shorts. He is so cute. But honey, it can't be me. Ooh, I don't want to be in the baby game at all. Ain't nothing I miss about that. But I do love my grandbaby. And the luxury of grandbabies is that when you tired of them, you can send them home. You can't do that with kids that are yours. Okay, so y'all, I'm moving these stems out the way so I can use my Ninja over here to do my mango salsa, my dear. Yeah, don't congratulate me. Cause I ain't gonna be pushing out no babies no time soon, never, ever. One days it's over. I cannot. But I told them it's best for them to bring that baby over here while he a newborn. Cause soon as he gets up big enough where he can run away from me, it's over with. The love affair is over. So you watched the video about germinating seeds. The guy put the seeds in a paper towel and wet it. Then put it in a dark area. Yeah, it's true. It does work. But I came across somebody else, and that's the wonderful thing about growing. No matter what I'm saying to you on my video, I learned after growing, after so many grows, after so many years, I learned that there are as many ways to grow as there are growers. So one method might not work for you. It might not be, conducive in your environment. Might not have the right environment to do it a certain way. So you don't have to just do it my way. But I just give you a way. That's why I show you the pop bottle planters. That's just to give you a way to get started. Because I'd rather see you get started then not get started because you think you can't do it. I want you to see it's simple, and the main thing you need to do is just start. That's the most important thing. You gotta start. You gotta start somewhere. And one of the places I love to tell people to start is with onions. I tell people all the time, if you can't grow onions in water, you really do got a black thumb. Cause that's like the easiest thing. And I'm gonna show you. Okay, so here we go. This is some onions I bought a couple of weeks ago. They still growing. This I bought a few days ago. I didn't like it because they bought them too big. When you want to grow the onions, what you want to do, and I think I got an example in my haul today. I got an example of the size that you want. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Okay, so I just bought some new onions today. That's another part of my haul. I just bought some new onions today, and I wanted to show you when you want to grow the onions indoors at home in a jar like I've been doing. What you need to do is get the younger ones. And in fact, in most cases, when you are splitting up plants and propagating them, you want to get the younger plants. Let me see. Try to situate this so you can see me at the same time as these onions. I need something to sit on here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Put this back up. Alright, so the other day, somebody from DoorDash picked the onions for me. I picked onions, on my choice in the cart, but this is a poor choice for growing because these are already, as you can see, the bulbs are very big. You don't want them that big. I mean, they will work, but that means they don't have a whole long lifespan. It's better. These are the ones I bought today. It's better if you purchase the bulb smaller, because then you get a lot more grows out of the same bundle of onions. Okay? So that's just a tip. That's something that I learned over time with doing the grow like this. So I'm I'm just gonna cut this rubber band off. And these, which the bulb is much smaller, they're gonna go right in here with the other ones. They're gonna peacefully coexist. And if you wanna know what else you need to do to grow your onions, just put that in the windowsill with some daylight, preferably the southern light, the eastern light, the morning light. You got a windowsill that's facing east, that's the best place to sit this in, and it will grow. When you look up, after you done cut off your onion that you're using in your meals like this, like I cut off with these, look at that. The roots are still growing, and it's still growing me some onion. And you can see where I cut it off at. This layer on the outside, see that thin white layer right there? That's where I cut it last, and this is how much it's grown since I cut, and that's just a couple of days ago. I already got like a 1/4 of an inch growth. Okay, with bell pepper seeds, they give you so many, but really you only need one to grow the whole plant. So if you want more, I wouldn't put but 1 or 2 in each little, pot or container that you're using. But if you got an area, a wide area to grow in, then yeah, put all the seeds down there and may the best bell pepper grow. Okay, so this is how you can grow onion. And you don't have to deal with soil, you don't have to touch no dirt. This will grow you some onion and keep growing you for some weeks, okay? That's better than anybody coupon. All right? So I just need to show y'all that. Now I'm gonna get this onion. This gonna go in the mango salsa. Yeah, you only need 1 seed per plant, but it's okay to put multiple seeds in the same container. Like if you just using those little containers to get seeds started, you could put more than 1 because not all your seeds may necessarily be viable. Some of them may be duds and ain't gonna grow nothing. So that's why people will put multiple seeds in it. But if they all good, you'll have multiple plants. And what you want to do then is thin it down and put it in, separate it out, spread it out, because the bell pepper does get pretty big. It's a top-heavy plant, and you use the same things that you use for tomatoes to hold up that plant once it starts growing the peppers. All right, so I'm going to put that back in the refrigerator. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna hook up my Ninja, because basically the whole recipe of my mango salsa is chopping up the veggies and then adding it to the mangoes. Okay, so here's all my veggies. This is my spearmint. Matter of fact, I need a few more mint than that. And a few more. going to rinse them off in apple cider vinegar and water. And then after I take all the leaves off, guess what? I'm putting them right back in here to root. Alright, so I'm going to get some more big pretty ones. My biggest and prettiest ones that I want to eat. That would be this one. This is a perfect example. Nice and big and pretty. Take all the leaves off that I want to eat, and I'm going to leave the last two up there. Okay? And then this one, as you can see, it has already started rooting. So that's going to be going in the ground. Well, in my case, it's going in the pot. With the other. Okay, now we getting ever closer. I know y'all said, hey, that's just said she was gonna make it. I'm just taking some detours to give y'all some lessons to learn, some learning along with that cooking. Okay. Yeah, that looks like enough right there. And I want oregano in there. So my recipe consists of basil, which I showed y'all earlier, how you can use the basil. You get out a package like that and you get it in a full stem, how you can grow that. You can grow that. After you take all the basil out, you can grow that. So me, I'm leaving these in here. I'm keeping it at room temperature. That's what it says on the package. And then I'm gonna grow the stems. Get me some more basil. More bang you for your buck. That's a few more mint leaves, and I'll be happy. Okay. So the crux of the recipe is 2 mangoes. 2 large ones, as a matter of fact. I like them large. 2 large mangoes. And I got 2 nice pretty ones. One's a little older than the other, so we don't know what we're going to end up with inside. But I'll start with my 2 biggest ones. And then the recipe goes, and I'm gonna write it down because you know what, every time I say it verbally, I think I say all the things, and I still don't end up actually saying all the things that I actually put in there, which is a whole lot. The only thing I don't put in there that I see other people use, and I ain't really a big fan of, is the cilantro. Other than that, piece of paper. Other than that, All right, the basic ingredients is 2 mangoes, 6 to 10 spearmint leaves. Actually, the mint is to your preference. My personal preference is spearmint, and sometimes I use apple mint. 6 to 10 large basil leaves. I use a little bit more because I like a little bit more green. Basil leaves. I'm gonna say like a fourth a cup of oregano leaves. Fourth a cup of oregano leaves. Because those leaves are not big. Then spring onions. It's to your liking. You can put a lot, you can put a little. Spring onions, cumin. Now I'm gonna get the spices out. Cumin and cayenne pepper. So let me go get those 2 things. And then one half red bell pepper. And then 1/2. Did I say bell pepper? Yeah. A half of medium-sized bell pepper, so about this size. Okay. And lime. 1 whole fresh lime. And then Himalaya pink salt. And believe me, all of this is to your liking. So any part of this recipe you don't like, leave it out. So if you don't like the mint, leave it out. Although it ain't salsa without the mint, I got to have the mint. If you don't like oregano, leave it out. If you don't like spring onions, leave it out. If you don't like cumin, you don't like that spice, leave it out. Cayenne pepper you don't like, leave it out. But basically that's the recipe. Mangoes, mint, basil, oregano, which by the way, all 3 of those are mint. Spring onions, cumin, seasoning, cayenne pepper, seasoning, and red bell pepper, and 1 whole fresh lime, and Himalayan pink salt. That's my mango salsa recipe. That's what I like. You can switch it up, put more or less than what I'm using, and do it to your liking. But don't nobody got time for that, you know. You listen to me, and it tastes terrible because you listen to me. This recipe is very flexible, and that's why I love it so much. Because, like my granddaughter, she didn't like it because it was too sweet for her. But I said if it's too sweet, you can balance it out with salt. So now I'm gonna get the seasonings, the salt, the cumin, and the cayenne pepper. Okay, 1 second. Oh, it's 2 more things. By Mrs. Dash. I forgot about that, y'all. here's my Himalaya pink salt, my cayenne pepper, my Mrs. Dash. I forgot that. Let me write that on the paper. Oh, I got curry instead of cumin. Duh, my cumin. Okay, my cumin, ground cumin. Okay. Yeah, making progress now on this mango salsa. Now, I really wanted to put the camera overhead. Bear with me. I'm gonna try to figure that out. How I can do that. Shot. Okay. Let's see, can we get this done? I think this camera is too fat. Too fat for the holder. Yeah, I have been busy. I was busy being a babysitter. And really, that wore me out. To be quite honest, Conscious Growing, that wore me out. Like, once the mama came and got the baby, I wasn't good for nothing else. But to go to take my ass to bed, recover from that, and start all over again the next day. So I was babysitting full time. That was part of the problem. Okay, so yeah, that was part of the problem. Let me move this back into the view so y'all can see what's happening here. So yeah, I was babysitting a newborn. All right. So here go my ingredients again. And 2 I forgot to put on this list. Mrs. Dash. Okay, here we go. Here's the Himalaya pink salt, cayenne pepper, Mrs. Dash, and ground cumin. So those are my spices. That's my spices, what I use. So that's the recipe. And I'm gonna try not to be lazy and put the recipe in the description. So people who don't make it this far into the video and don't want to wait for my slow butt to get around to it, they could just have the recipe ready. Okay. So hold on a second, I need a towel. Because it's going to get messy. Okay. Let me get this space cleared up. can see all that. I think I gotta move back a little bit. Okay. Now, here we go. So, our first step is the mango. Mangoes is very messy, but it was on YouTube that I learned how to cut mangoes properly. So y'all saw earlier, I recovered the mango seed. I'm gonna try to do the same thing with these, the new ones that I just bought today. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna need 2 bowls. One for the mango I want to keep and one I want to get rid of. Okay, so here's a quote unquote proper way to cut mangoes. This is at least how I do it. I cut the tip off right there like that, and then I take the knife and see the seed is oblong. See, you can see that this seed is oblong like this. So the shape of this mango, that's how you can determine which direction to cut, because the seed is always going to be the long way. So that's the long way. And because I can see it right here, that's what I use as my guide to cut around the seed. And you can feel it, because the seed will stop you from cutting. If you hit the seed, it's going to stop you. So that's how I get the perfect half coming off. Okay? Now, the mango is so juicy. This is such a beautiful, perfect specimen. Now I score it. And scoring means cutting it, slicing it in squares, like this. Slicing through the fruit until you have the little squares. And most stuff you see that have mango in it, you will see that the mango is cut in this fashion. And often you see it split open like that. You see all the little squares. Now, if I just was not trying to make my salsa, this is where I be greedy and just eat the squares, okay? Ooh, ooh. That's so good. So good. Uh-oh. I gotta tighten this up. Now it's tight. Okay, so yeah, once you make the scores, then you can take a fork, knife, or a spoon. Well, no, not a fork. And scoop out the squares like that. Okay. I like to do that with a spoon. So I'm going to show you again. scoop out the rest of this mango with the spoon. And it comes out real easy like that. Okay? Super easy. Okay? So that's one half. One more half to go. The other half is basically the same way. And you use the knife and go up on the angle along the seed. Okay. Now when you go along the seed, then it comes out like that. Although this one is a little bit sloppy, but I want all of that. I want all the pulp that's going in the salsa. Yummy, yummy goodness. That's all going in. And I already demonstrated how to get the seed out of there. I'm getting all that pulp off that's going in the salsa. And I'm keeping that seed. And guess what I'm going to do with it? Plant it. Now with what's left, I'm going to score it. Just like I did the other one. And some people like the big chunks. I like it a little bit finer. So I will be chopping it up some more in my Ninja. But for now, I'm scooping out the insides with a spoon. And it comes right out like that. And that's actually also how you can eat it if you don't want to put it in mango salsa. You can scoop it out with a spoon. Okay. All right. That's the skin. And we are going to save the seed. Okay. I got 2 more mangoes over here. I know I said 2 large mangoes, but I'm using 3 because I got one that's a little bit ripe and one ain't ripe enough. So I'm doing the same thing. This one I would prefer it to be a little bit riper. But the same thing, I'm going along the seed. I'm scoring it. I'm scoring the mangoes. And then I'm scooping it out. Now see, if you just want to eat the mango like that, you can. Yummy. Okay. That's one side down. One more to go. This is the riper one. That's the one I'd rather have. Okay, the same technique. Because I'm going and I'm cutting along the seed. See that? And now I got the big seed left. I'm the spoon. Okay. Oh. Still a lot of mango left on that seed. And I want to get every bit of it. Excuse me, y'all. I'm going to pickle it. Didn't mean to be a piglet on ya. I want all of it. All of that mango. Okay. Okay, I got one last mango to go. Because I don't know the status of it. Till I cut it open, you never know how long it's been in the store. So it's also an inspection thing too. Damn, that's a beautiful one. And it's ripe. Okay. I am getting all the mango out. I like my mango a little bit more chopped. You can keep the chunks big if you want. Oops, I keep going in there. I don't need to do that. You can keep the chunks big if you like. That's a personal preference. Yeah, I like them a little bit smaller. Okay. I want all the mango. All of it. Now, on the other side, cutting along the seed. The seed is your guide. Okay. And once again, score. Make sure you don't cut your hand now. Don't go too deep. Now, I got all the mango. Now, I don't know about y'all. Y'all know with potatoes, when you leave potatoes out in the air, they turn black. Same thing is true for mangoes. So you don't want to leave them out too long. But we will have to leave them out shortly while we process the veggies. I'll get all the pulp off the seed as much as I can. Mmm. Mmm. Good. Good. Okay. Yeah, mangoes can be messy. Mangoes can definitely be messy. So, we're going to set these mangoes aside. Well, before we set them aside, one last step. One last step before we do that. I want to chop mine up a little bit more. Okay. Now the one last step before we move on is the lime. So the way to keep these mangoes from turning black while you wait for the rest of the mango salsa to be prepared is you put the lime juice in there. And not only does that peak the flavor, it also protects the mangoes from turning black. While you wait for the rest of the process. So you squeeze one whole lime in there. I like more, so I'm going to use 2, because these limes are so little. So I put 1 over the mangoes to keep them from turning. Cover. Set them aside. And now my veggies, I'm going to rinse them off with apple cider vinegar and water. You just put a little bit of apple cider vinegar, like a teaspoon, to a bowl of water. Okay? And we'll wash them off. Okay, I rinsed them off, and I forgot I didn't do my oregano. So let me get the oregano now. Let me put this away. And I'm going to save the seeds. All 3 of them. 3 seeds. I'm going to grow those. Okay, I'm going to rinse this oregano off in the apple cider vinegar and water. And a little goes a long way. So you don't need but a capful in a bowl. And that's how you, apple cider vinegar is like the bleach for plants. So all your stuff that you grow, you rinse it off with apple cider vinegar and water, and you good to go. Okay. Now, okay, now I am going to pick the best leaves. That wasn't the best oregano package either. And the rest going down here in the compost. Okay. Yeah, I'll be glad when my oregano get big. The one I put outside, she a little thing. She will soon be a big old afro. I would have a big old afro full of oregano. Okay. And guess what? Oregano works the same way. As I showed y'all with the mint and with the basil, you can take all the leaves off of oregano stem like this. Down to the last two, and then put that stem in water. And it will root. You can create a whole new oregano plant from that stem. Okay, these ain't in the best shape. See, that's why I hate, I hate Instacart when it comes to fresh food. Because can't nobody pick your food for you when it comes to that. And I just would have did a better job of picking me some oregano and basil. So, I'm trying to get all the best leaves. They came here pretty beat up. Was not the best bunch. And I just think I would have did a better job of picking a better bunch. But when you use an Instacart, you don't have no control over that. I be putting little instructions on there. Child, they don't be reading that shit. Okay, then with the mints, I take the little stem off. That's part of the leaf too. Cause I don't want to be chewing on that. Sort of like, picking greens. So I take some of the stem off the leaf too. So this is me taking the little stems off the ends. Take a little stem off in there. Okay, that's it. That's enough picking leaves. We tired. We ready to get this over with now. Okay, I seen somebody say something. Looking good, Nayla. What's going on? Oh, I haven't. Okay. Looking good. Nurse Brown, hey, Nurse Brown. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to put all these best little leaves that I want to keep after picking them, after rinsing them in the apple cider vinegar. Now I'm putting them in the blender. And to that's what I'm going to add the seasonings and also some more lime juice. So I'm still picking the stems. Still got a few stems in there. Here we go. Almost there with the veggies. I do see and understand why people be wanting this sped up version. Yeah, I'm just picky about the stems because I just don't like chewing them in my sauce with it. It's kind of irritating. So I take them out. Okay, so here we go. That's all of the leaves. Next is the bell pepper. And I know what else I left off. Red onion, y'all. But I'm not going to stop for that. I'm going to keep it going. Red onions, I like them in it too. For today, we just going to do the spring onions. What's special about this recipe is that you're eating live food, no preservatives, no processing except for cutting, chopping the Ninja. That's the most processing you have to do. No freeze dry, and I can eat this all day. It's fulfilling. Okay, that's all on the leaves now. And I got all the stems off. That's what I was getting off. Okay, now I'm going to cut up the bell pepper. I don't have to do it fine because the Ninja going to do the rest of the work. But I do have to make smaller chunks so they can't reach. Oh, and I know what else I'm forgetting. The pineapple. Okay. So I'm cutting the bell pepper up in chunks. And let me get my pineapple. I forgot the pineapple, y'all. Let me put that on my paper. Red onion. Pineapple. Now the only reason why I put the pineapple in is to wet the Ninja so it'll be easier to chop. Okay? So that's the main reason. And as I told y'all, these limes are so little, so I use more than one lime. I'm gonna get the red onion. I'm also gonna get the pineapple. So I forgot about the red onion, y'all. So here it goes. Red onion. Compost. Okay, and that goes in. Okay. So the red onion is done. And the last thing is the pineapple. Now, the reason I put the pineapple in is really more for the juice. Because there's so many leaves, it tends to get stuck in the Ninja. So I use the pineapple to help wet things down. So when the Ninja gets to chopping, it chop everything relatively evenly. And I'll put a few chunks in there. Not a lot, because you don't really want the salsa to be sweet. You want it to have a sweet and sour taste. Okay. And that's me squeezing the rest of the lime out. Lime juice. It sets it off. I wish y'all could smell this. The aromas with all of this stuff hitting together. Woo, y'all. Woo. Ooh. Ooh. The smell alone, y'all. The smell alone make your mouth water. Then I'm going to take the spring onions. That's going there too. Now, a couple of spring onion stalks go in there too. Okay. And now the seasoning is Mrs. Dash. Dash, Himalayan pink salt, cayenne pepper, and I just do that a little bit. I don't like my food super hot. I like a little heat, just like a tad. I'm one of those. I just like a tad of heat. If my eyes is watering, my tongue is burning, and my nose is running, guess what? I'm not enjoying my food. Some people like it hot, but that would not be me. And then the last seasoning, cumin. That's what gives it that salsa taste. Okay? Now the last step is Ninja. So I'm going to chop up the veggies in a smaller bowl. That's the wrong cup. I got 2 Ninjas, y'all. That's the wrong cup for this Ninja. Sorry, y'all.